We'll call this meeting to order. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mrs. Rogers, we'll turn it over to you now to get the BCSC vision.
Certainly, you can follow along on the screen. Together with our community, Batesville Community School Corporation is committed to providing an engaging and relevant learning environment based on a strong foundation of academic knowledge, transferable skills, and real-world experiences. Batesville Bulldogs embody confidence, empathy, and resilience to ensure 21st century success.
Thank you. With that, we'll go on to the consent agenda items.
And all of those have been posted for your perusal and approval. We need a motion.
Our first item we're going to be approving is the minutes from the Board of Finance meeting in the regular session that was held January 21st, along with a special session that was handled January 28th and February 4th. Does anyone have any questions on those?
No questions, Stephanie, but I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the monthly meeting as well as the special meetings.
Thank you, Jeremy. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Sean. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The next that we'll go into is the payroll journals and registers of claims. It does look like we do have.
There's an extra 6 pages. It's $254,000. It looks like a lot, but the Anthem bill wasn't on the first run, so that's $204,000 of it. We had the Duke bill for $27,000, and then smaller amounts. We had almost $8,000 for U.S. Foods. Some smaller amounts came in. If you have any questions, let me know.
Does anyone have any questions on that?
I'm fine. I'll make a motion to approve the bills as presented.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Larry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say sign. Motion carries. The next that we'll go into is the personnel. Laura, is there anything new on this, or is it still?
Recently. We have 2 classified resignations
Okay.
that are listed on there that were not at the very beginning. One was added Monday and one was added this week.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on the personnel?
Looks like a short list, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the personnel report as published.
Thank you, Jeremy. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Sean. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The next that we'll go to is a travel request. Let me pull that up. Does anyone have any questions on that? It looks like there was only 3 that I remember. Yeah. Jane Jacoby, Craig Hughes, and Berna Meyer. Looks like 2 of them are related with nutrition and food, and then the other one is engineering and technology teacher program. Does anyone have any questions on those?
I'm fine, then I'll make a motion to approve the travel as presented.
Thank you, Larry. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Thank you, Blaine. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. At this time, Tim, I will turn it over to you for the financial report.
All right. The financial report was in the board packet. I don't think it made it into the board packet until Monday, so it wasn't out initially because of including construction fund amounts, and those statements we didn't receive in time to include it earlier. On the screen, you can see for the month of January, we had revenue in the education fund of a little over $1.5 million versus expenditures of closer to $1.9 million. If you'll recall, we had a prepaid month in January, so we actually spent $361,000 more than we brought in January to end the month with a balance of $1,709,313. That actually, compared to 2025, is about $75,000 more. And last January, we also had a prepaid month in January. And that $1.7 million balance represents 9.3% of the approved appropriations for 2026. So still at a kind of a low water mark for our fund balance is a 9.3% is well above the 8% target minimum that the board has set for years. So in good shape there. Debt service fund, no expenses in January. And revenue for both debt service and operations was limited to the local income tax that flows in on a monthly basis, where most of the revenue comes in June and December draws. The operations fund also impacted by being a prepaid month, a lot of payroll for out of the operations fund. We spent over $800,000, so prepaid month. Plus, we also front load some of the expenses we pay out of operations, especially the big one, which you approved, our property casualty insurance packet back in December. That's like $250,000 hit to the operations fund that's paid in January for the full year. So that operations fund balance dropped by almost $800,000 to finish at $3,589,828. That is also an increase of approximately $300,000 from the end of January 2025. We've had no activity in the rainy day fund. So across all four funds, the total balance is $6,109,108. And this is about $260,000 more than the total fund balance last year.
Anyone got any
Questions with that?
questions for Tim?
Tim, on the operations fund, is that, how far down is that gonna go before we get our next roll on property taxes?
Typically we're between $400,000 and $500,000 per month. And we usually see our spring tax draws in May and definitely by June.
Okay.
So we may spend $2 to $2.5 million before the end of May, which we have plenty of balance there. So without having to borrow across funds, it's been years and years since we've had to run a fund in the red, waiting for the tax draws.
You still plan to move $75,000 a month from education to?
Yes, the $70,000 per month was what we had planned on transferring from the basic grant into the operations fund, which, if you'll recall, that's less than 5% of that basic grant amount. So it's on the leaner end of what school corporations would transfer to operations. But at this point, we don't see any need to make any adjustments to that.
So you're still gonna do the 70,000, right?
Yes. Yes, if we would get to the end of the school year or the end of the calendar year, that's where we've kind of looked at balances and made adjustments or taken a holiday from transferring if we wanted to keep the education fund a little bit stronger going into the year.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
The construction fund expenditures you can see on the screen as well. Last month, you approved $272,595 in expenses. Most of that was related to our roofing project, which is is wrapping up, but the payments sort of lag. So those, so that was approximately $170,000 of that. Also over Christmas break, we tried to get some work done at the high school. We spent almost $50,000 on replacing ceilings and lighting in the music wing and in the hallways and stairwells in the F wing and the A wing. So most of the classroom sections up and down in the hallways. That was a major expense there. We also spent money, the demolition of the properties and the site work at the intermediate school, those two homes that we had there, along with, we did some roofing flashing work at the middle school. That was a separate project from our big roofing work that we had done. And then some flooring purchases at the intermediate school. With that, you can see that the balance at the end of January from the 2025 first mortgage bonds stands at $5,069,000, and the 2024 general obligation bond balance is $939,000 and change. Any questions?
We're
Thank
to the
you.
point of the meeting where we will accept patron comments. We just ask that you keep it related to school activities and no school employee or student name specifically. Nobody? No takers today. Thank you. So we'll move on. We'll go to action items. And Mrs. Rogers, I will turn it over to you at this point.
Yes, thank you. You have received a list of courses for the 26-27 school year. These will take place at the high school through Ivy Tech, and we are seeking approval of those. Mrs. Huber is here. If you have any questions about that, it's commonplace that we do get those approved before students begin the sign-up process.
Does anybody have any questions?
Jackie, the only question I would have is just, do you know if there were any major puts or takes from, I saw the list, I don't recall what it was last year.
Right, so I did speak to Erica Burke, the counselor here in high school, and she said typically there are no changes. The changes would be if a course, and I believe that might have been the change this year, if they don't offer a course for whatever reason, but they don't have it's not gonna be on the student schedule.
Oh, then they would take it off the list completely.
Correct.
Got it.
And most of the major revisions were added weighted courses in order to try to expand it, so it met many of the different types of courses that the students might take. So I believe if you look at the list, the CTE electives are probably the most updated, so that it extends those weighted course opportunities for all students at the high school. Mrs. Burks did say that most courses are generally junior or senior level courses. Most of them are the Ivy Tech, some AP courses, and it typically is like a 200 level course. So just because it's an Ivy Tech course doesn't mean it's an automatic weighted course.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Hooper?
Yes.
Is there a level of students that can take these classes?
Many of the courses have prerequisites because they are higher level. For
Okay.
instance, finite math, you have to have prerequisite math courses in order to be able to enroll. So they will be limited to some prerequisites, not all of them.
So is there a waiting list for students?
Typically, there's not a waiting list. They try to accommodate the requests from the students. And as I believe as Shane, I believe mentioned, they are in the process of gathering the requests right now, the student requests for next year's schedule. But they do try to accommodate those requests so that all students get the courses that they.
And Dr. Huber, are these classes, are they taught by Ivy Tech personnel here at the high school or taught by high school personnel?
It is mixed. Typically, if it's taught by a high school teacher, they have to be credentialed for Ivy Tech. Some of the courses are students actually go on site to Ivy Tech. So it is a mixture of both.
Okay, so some here, some at on site.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephanie, I'll make a motion to approve the weighted course list for 26-27.
Thank you, Jeremy. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Larry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Mrs. Rogers, I will turn it over to you for the superintendent report.
All right, thank you. You can see upcoming dates and events listed. The most important one for you is that on Monday, Dr. Katie Eastis begins here at Batesville officially, so we're very thrilled about that. We welcome her and certainly I know that it's going to be the start of a new direction, a new era of quality education and continued outstanding service for the citizens at Batesville. So that's exciting for you. For me, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve you and to work with your outstanding administrative team during this interim. If I can ever be of help, just let me know.
We appreciate you helping us out with that. And it looks like the only other thing on there will be spring break will be March 20th through the 27th.
Okay.
Does any of the members have any comments that they would like to add to today's meeting?
Ms. Rogers, are you gonna stay on for how long?
We haven't really set a date, and I don't believe I'm going to need to stay on for a very lengthy amount of time.
Okay.
I can work with Mrs. Davidson to give you some more specific information,
Okay,
but I know that Dr. Eastis is ready to go.
okay.
Mrs. Rogers, I just echo Stephanie's appreciation for your
Certainly.
service to the school system and kind of being a steady, settling presence for us as we kind of navigated the changeover and for your assistance with Dr. Eastis and all of our administrators during the time. So we obviously will have a debt of gratitude to you
Oh, thank you.
for
Appreciate it.
filling in. So appreciate you.
You are a delight to me.
Stephanie, the only other item I was going to add is it sounds like we have a wrestler heading to state next
We do.
weekend.
Oh,
so
that's important.
just-
Thanks for bringing
I
that
think
up.
that's worth noting to celebrate
Absolutely.
that accomplishment. That doesn't always happen every day. So
Exactly.
Okay.
Sean, you got anything?
Nothing else to add. Thank you, Mrs. Rogers, for your help during the transition, and looking forward to working with Dr. Eastis as we move forward.
Okay, good. Meeting adjourned.
Hey, did you set a record today?
No, Larry, I did the other day. It was 4 minutes.
Nice.